What's up, guys? It's Kev. Today's topic is an interesting one. I'm on 3 weeks of semen retention. Now, if you don't know what that means, I have not nutted in 3 weeks. So, a little background, a little history. Since I was little, probably like 12, I've struggled on and off with porn, as many guys my age have. It's very accessible to today's generation, and I didn't get a smartphone until I was quite a bit older, maybe like 15, 14. I guess not that much older, but I started on a computer, and it wasn't even actually porn. I was just looking at, like embarrassing things, like cosplays and stuff, and I don't know, man. It's just kind of spiraled from there. And by the time I was like 15, dude, it was bad stuff. And even in my relationships that I'd get into early on, I would watch porn, and I'd always be open with it with my partners, and I always felt ashamed by it. Even when I wasn't with somebody, I felt very ashamed by it. It's not something to be proud of. I always felt disgusting every time. My dad told me once that it's like a dog returning to its vomit. It's the feeling that you get when you go back to doing that. You're indulging in this pleasure, and right after it's gone, you're just left with this empty feeling and empty ball sack. And man, I hate it. I hate porn. Genuinely, I really hate porn. I'm not so against masturbation, without porn, but even that, it's taking that sacred fluid that we have, that's supposed to be used for reproduction, supposed to be used to create, and it's just shooting into a fucking tissue paper or a toilet bowl, or, it's pointless. And lately I moved out here to Colorado, as I said in a previous video, not too long ago, and I've really wanted to better myself since I got out here. And one thing I've hated, that I've always struggled with, is lust, and it's messed up relationships and the way I view women, and I've known it was a battle I've been fighting for a long time, and I've tried many times to stop jerking off. There's been many periods of time where I've gone without watching porn, long periods of time, and I always fall back to it. It'll slowly creep in. Maybe it's like a Reddit post I'll look at, or something that's just a little seed that's planted in my brain, and it grows into this fucking demon tree. Terrible stuff. And I think that the main reason that I kept failing before is I was actually trying to do nofap, is kind of like the whole generalized term that everyone uses when they quit this, and I was trying to use that to, honestly, to have more sex, or better sex, or be better at sex, to get rid of just the nuances that come with pornography. Because when you look at a lot of porn and you have sex with one woman, you're not very satisfied compared to when you don't watch porn. And I know that because my last relationship, I barely watched any porn, and it was fantastic. I felt a real connection when I would have sex in that last relationship, and it felt like love. And yeah, so that's why I used to quit, because I wanted to have a better connection with sex and having sex with women, the women I was with, or whatever the case. And now, I think that's why I kept failing, is because even though I was trying to do this, not jerking off thing, sex is always in my brain. Why was I doing it? For sex. And that means the lust was still there. You can last longer if you don't do this, or you don't have to go multiple rounds. You just do one big round, and all this enticing BS. That's the reason why I was trying to do it before, and that's why I kept failing. And I know 3 weeks doesn't sound like a lot, but for me it is. It's a huge accomplishment, and I'm sure for a lot of you, 3 weeks is a huge accomplishment. Especially if you're watching this video. And I'll say the thing that's helping me right now, and I don't even have temptation right now to jerk off or watch porn. honestly, I have no lust in me at all right now. There's sometimes, of course, it'll start to simmer a little bit and quickly evaporates. And the reason for that is my reason for stopping. And that's because this time I'm not trying to increase my sexual prowess. You know, I am trying to increase my spirit. I'm trying to raise that energy from, down there in my groin up here to my third eye. And I'm trying to raise my kundalini, and begin my kundalini activation is one way to phrase it. That's the Hindu belief of it. But I believe that I'm not a Hindu. I don't follow any religion in particular. I was born Christian, and I appreciate the Christian morals. But right now I'm on a journey of trying to find the bigger picture. And one thing that a lot of religions share, no matter what the religion is this refrain from, releasing your semen. So, without digging too much into all the textbooks of it all, I'm just trying to experience it firsthand and see where that gets me. And I will say that since I've stopped, I feel very clear-headed, very level-headed. I have a lot of peace of mind. And when it comes to women, I have no temptation to try to have sex with women, and it's a great feeling. I see them all as just friends, and my priorities have changed. And I find myself, before when I was younger, I would go to maybe like a bar or something, or go somewhere with the intention to try to have sex, and it's a big waste of time. It always ended, even if I accomplished it and I had sex with some random woman, it felt like a waste of time. And now I'm just spending all my time that I'm not working, either hanging out with friends that I value, which I don't really have too many out here, so that's a kind of rare thing. But besides that, I'll call my friends back home, call my family. I do a lot of meditation now, not as much as I should. I'm at like 15 minutes a day. But for anyone that's has a very active mind and has tried to begin their path of meditation, you'll know that it takes a while to learn to calm that brain down. And I'm reading now about philosophy, psychology, Carl Jung, and I spend this time improving myself. Is the gist of all this. Spending time improving myself rather than chasing these fleeting temptations. It's something that will never satisfy you. You can get a little grasp on the tail of it, but the creature always gets away. You can satisfy yourself for the time being, and that doesn't just go for masturbation. That goes for random sex. Oh, I feel great right now. This is fantastic. And the next morning you wake up and you feel sick to your stomach because you've just shared this vulnerable and sacred part of yourself with some random person who probably didn't deserve it. And you didn't deserve that part of them because you guys don't know each other. There's no connection there. And there's nothing, in Western society, American culture, there's not much that's left that's sacred now as a whole. We've taken all these things that were once beautiful and we've diminished them to surface value subjects, and that's a sad thing. I was tired of feeling like a hypocrite. Because I've been preaching that for a long time. And yet I find myself, out here on the prowl or just thinking even about certain things, looking at a woman and thinking, oh man, she's got a fat ass. And, those thoughts are, they're just immature thoughts. And it's weird because, I don't know if you guys are watching this to know like what happens, when you stop or tips on how to help. So I'll start with what happens. Like I said, I'm more clear-headed. I feel with my relationship with women has gotten better. And now when I look at a woman, to find her attractive, it has to be her personality. And I'm not in a stage right now in my life where I care to involve myself in a relationship with women, dating or just sexually. I just need time to myself. And that is a great feeling because for a long time I've been chasing that, between girlfriends. I'll have little relationships with girls in between to just, make myself feel better, or, fluff the ego, or just not feel alone. And now I'm realizing that you're not alone if you have yourself. You're really not, because you've got to be your own best friend. And I do also have this little guy, who's the best friend anyone could ask for. But that's the main benefit that I've got so far. I'm only 3 weeks in, so I'm sure, I'll have more advice later on as I continue this path. But for the time being, it's just my relationship with women, the way I view them, has changed. And if that's not enticing enough for you, then maybe you gotta look at your priorities differently, because that's the most you hope to gain from this on a social level. On a spiritual level, I do feel a lot more clear-minded, and I feel a lot more in tune with myself, but I can't attribute that all to this because of all the other stuff I've been doing lately. So I'll say that it probably helps. Now, tips on how to do so, on how to just put the porn down, stop feeling like a piece of shit. If you're struggling with that, I empathize heavily. And like I said, ask yourself why you're doing it. Is it because you want to try to attract more women? Are you doing it because you read some Reddit forum that tells you that if you stop jerking off, you'll become more attractive and women are going to climb to you and all that? If that's the reason you're doing it, you're probably going to fail. Because porn is still in your mind. It's just real life porn. Oh, I can't wait to, become more attractive so I can have more sex. Okay, sure. Just go jerk off. It'll save you the fucking money on drinks. The reason that you have to do this is for yourself, to defeat a vice, to defeat that temptation, to defeat that surface level satisfaction that you gain from releasing all that semen, releasing all that dopamine. You have to try to level up beyond that. Your intention has to be, I don't want to. It's just like if you're morbidly obese, and you look at the Twinkie, you want to stop eating that Twinkie, so you want to be proud of yourself that you can resist it, and you can work towards being fit, be active. Just like that, you have to have that greater goal when it comes to sex. I don't want to look at lust anymore as something that has a grip on me. I want to have a grip on lust, and eventually, hopefully, cast it away. That should be the end goal, so that I can replace lust with love. Love for others. Doesn't even have to be a relationship. It's just a genuine love, And anytime you get the temptation to watch porn, some people say, go do push-ups or go do this or distract yourself. I know firsthand, when it's like 3 in the morning and you're bored and your phone's in your hand and now something weird comes up that tempts you, you're not going to get up and fucking do push-ups or be able to distract yourself. You can't trick your brain. So you have to use logic instead. And you have to tell yourself and ask yourself, what do I want in my life? Do I want right now to give into this vice because I know how I'm going to feel after I'm done? Or do I want to be proud and take a step up? And that's been my key. Whenever I get tempted, I'll think, do I want this right now? I definitely do not. I want to keep on the path that I'm going on. And that logic is going to be your key factor in defeating this. You can't trick your brain. You can't fool yourself. You have to just reason with yourself. And that will be the key to progressing. So that is my advice 3 weeks in. And I will keep you guys updated as the path continues. I hope this helps somebody, because I know that lust is a fucking hell of an enemy. It is a hell of a demon to fight. It has defeated me many times over, won many battles. But I'm telling you right now, I will win the war. It is my victory to be had. No matter how many times you fail, you cannot just get down on yourself and fall back into the cycle. If you do fail and you're on this path of trying to better yourself in this way, if you fail, don't even let yourself continue the next day or that night or anything. Take that loss, accept it. Do not be mad at yourself. Do not hate yourself. Do not guilt yourself, because that's a double-edged sword. It's a weird cycle that you do these things. That goes for a lot of temptation. You give into a temptation, now you feel down on yourself, so you don't feel like you have the worth, or what's the point of keep on going on this journey that you're trying to do, and you'll just keep on doing it. Oh yeah, I give up. It's just I can't do it. I'm not strong enough. If you think that way, you're gonna act that way, and you're gonna fall victim to whatever it is you're trying to defeat. That's not even just for semen retention, not nutting. That's for anything you're trying to battle in life. You have to just keep on accepting the loss, telling yourself that you are a human, because you are just a human. You're not God. You're not some sort of evolutionary being that's beyond anyone else around you. You're the same as everyone else. And if you live in America or any society that has a smartphone, you know that temptation is there. So the odds are against you. The odds are against you, and you have to be the stronger person to defeat them. And I believe in you guys because I believe in myself, and I know for me it's been a hard battle. And if I can do it, you guys can do it. You know, if I can do it, you can do it. I am no better than you. So, yeah, 3 weeks in, man, and good luck on what you're trying to do here. I hope that this helps you. I love you guys, and have a great night or day, and have a great life. Peace.